Hello and welcome back to the 100% playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I have kind of already foreshadowed 3 episodes ago what exactly happened with the 20-something minute episode. In short, OBS kind of refused to do what I told it and did its own thing. However, we can at least visit the places that we kind of went to in the missing footage. Just to kind of visually also show you. I think I included like screenshots that I originally took for a thumbnail, but obviously none of that happened in the shown footage, so it was kind of a bummer. Anyways, we went to the dye merchant. I'll show it on the map. Like, the dye merchant usually spawns over here, so we went here. We wanted to buy white dye. Sadly, it kind of didn't happen, so he didn't have any. So we proceeded to fight the drunken master. He was over here. There were like tables, chairs, a lot of crowds. We managed to beat him. Then we proceeded to go through here towards Delacroix's mill. We also uncovered the fast travel point to the mill itself, and we also encountered like peasants, villagers who were trying to, I think, plunder the place. It was never actually explained what they were doing there. All I know is that they were there. We kind of fought them off. And yeah, this is Count Delacroix's mill. Like, there were, I think, 6 of them. And then we read the notice that is now gone. Let me actually see if I still have it in my inventory. There we go, mill for sale. It is hereby certified that the mill registered under number 247 belongs to Count Louis Delacroix, and that the owner has fulfilled all formalities in preparing this property for sale. The building is unencumbered by mortgage and other type of encumbrance or debt. In accordance with the agreement number 23/549/C645, staff shall retain their employment unless they otherwise so wish. In the event of voluntary termination of employment, staff are required to submit a written statement confirming their decision. So that's essentially what we grabbed from there. Sorry. And we also had like a grain manifest, like stuff that that was ordered from the mill, but I think that's not here. Suspicious letter, beast's targets, letter to the shopkeeper, eviction notice. Oh, there we go. Orders for flour. That's also something we got from this mill. The orders for the next week: the Bow and Bouclair Bakery, 8 sacks of wheat flour, 6 sacks of rye flour. Catilango Estate, 4 sacks of wheat flour, thickly ground, sack of oat bran. Her Grace's Anna Henrietta's Palace, 12 sacks of wheat flour, the finest variety, and 12 sacks of rye flour, the finest variety, Ducal Equerry, 8 sacks of oats, and Town Brewery, 10 sacks of barley. And the little quest we got here, let me actually see if we can, oh gosh, I have no clue what it's called, but I think we can actually see it. Big Feet Feel Blood Run, no. Oh, no, that's not it. Let's kind of do a retrospect here for the beginning at least, just so like kind of make it up to you guys for kind of botching the recording there. La Cage al Fou, that's not it. Master, no. No Place Like Home. That's also something we kind of completed. Raging Wolf is the Maestro Fist fight. I cannot find it for the life of me. The Beast of Toussaint, that's not it. Inconstant Gardener, no. Toussaint Prison Experiment, no. Turn and Face the Strange, that's also not it. Also not it. That's also not it. No, no. I really. Is it under fail? No, it's just Brothers in Arms Velen, as it should be. I really don't know where it is. Anyway, you got in here, you had to follow footsteps. Going up here. And then the quest would be completed when you investigate this blood splatter and realize that not all of the blood is human, but also Devil's because he severed his hand there. And then we continued on to Corvo Bianco, which I do believe is kind of up this hill, somewhere in this direction. What on earth? I mean, Arcus Spores, okay.
What now, you piece of filth?
Oh! That's, also something. I have no clue where it's going to send us now. Well, there's that. Okay, we are at the beginning. You know what? Might as well grab the fast travel point to Corvo Bianco then. If that's really going to be the case. And speaking of the closest one, I mean, sure, we can go to San Sebastian.
Aye, and pigs can fly.
I mean, maybe they can, you never know. Yeah, we went to Corvo Bianco, we talked to Merlin. Corvo Bianco would be here. We talked to Merlin, she told us about her dowry, which we might as well grab in this episode while we are at it. And then we went to our garden, grabbed everything from here. Bibi really did a nice job with it.
Wine is better than stew. For stew you have to chew.
And there's also one thing about this garden, namely this little section over here with the roses. We have blue lotus flowers. We also have winter cherries and Nazari basil. I think those are needed to greater blue mutagen, greater green mutagen. I think it's the yeah, it's used for transforming I don't know, blue into green mutagens, green into red, red into blue, and so on and so forth. I originally thought it was about dyes, but it's not. And we also did a little discovery of the cellar over here. We have a nice little dismantling table where we can get all of the monster mutagens specific, like Devour mutagen or Forktail mutagen, and then make them into blue, red, and green mutagens respectively. And when we use this little thing, we now have 7 superior swallows. And also, I think 7 bombs or 5 bombs, 6 bombs. How many? 6 bombs, yeah. And this is essentially how Corvo Bianco looks like now. It's a very nice place to live at. The guest bedroom's also very nicely refurbished. And over here in our bedroom, here is the... if I can... here is the fist fighting championship trophy, which we can display. We also have two more trophies to display. And yeah, that is essentially it that kind of went missing. Now, as for what to do next, I do kind of want to... I don't think it's actually a contract or anything else like that. Paper chase, the warble of a smitten knight, knight for hire. We already did 5, that's pretty nice. Gwen to everything, turn tournaments. And we also need to collect 7 more Skellige deck cards.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's not?
I think with us fast traveling back and forth and all around, I think it might not be a bad idea to kind of explore a little further, see what we can see into some, maybe do a couple quests as well while we are at it. Now, Marlene told us that her dowry was at the estate in one of the many barrels in the basement. So luckily we already do know where the basement is. Shouldn't be all too hard to find. Over here and over this way. And that...
Might want to look around some.
yeah. So we need to find...
Nothing interesting here.
find a hollowed out... oh! Find a hollowed out barrel.
This one's full too.
Hang on.
Full. Nothing interesting here. This one's full too. Full.
Hey, if you say so, Geralt, you didn't even knock.
Nothing interesting here. This one's full too.
Oh, so we have at least a bit of light.
Strange.
Oh, there we go. Gold stick of joy.
That's awful pretty. It'll look great in the house.
Geralt! Yeah, a joystick would definitely look great in your house. What on earth are you smoking, Witcher? Okay, with that kind of out of the way, where is the exit? The exit is over here somewhere. I'm also kind of wondering whether or not we will get the key for the downstairs area, the locked door. And honestly, maybe not exploration today after all, but I would kind of like to go over to this estate here. Kind of, you know, in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing leading to it, and it kind of looks suspicious like that, doesn't it? So we will definitely go there and see what it's all about, because it's way too tempting and way too obvious that there is something there after all. I think we need to just follow this pathway over here. I don't know what kind of monsters those are, but it looks like Foglet. But let's not. Let's not tempt fate all too much.
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
Gaston, hello.
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Helping a stranger is very admirable.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh,
Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
Well, let's figure it out. Might as well.
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. It's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is, why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Wait, I will come with you.
Are you kidding?
Gotta be kidding. This isn't a garden romp. Whatever killed him's damn dangerous and...
And it might still prowl the area, so if it's all the same, I'd prefer to accompany you.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
So the reason why I didn't want to start this quest when we were first going to the Trastamara estate is because if you trigger it and a certain time passes, the quest is marked as failed, which would be a shame. Now we did have an art prompt. So...
Damn it.
Good gods!
You hear that extreme breathing there.
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
I think some survived, judging by the heavy breathing.
Silver tableware. Elven engravings.
Noble houses of Toussaint volume... Is that 57? Could be wrong though. I'm not too familiar with Roman numerals. Sangreal, alternatively Sangreal, literally royal blood. The legendary line which some trace back to the first lords of the lands now lying in Toussaint and northwestern Hawkland. The first mention of Wilhelm the Bold, this line's founder, comes from Elven manuscripts found during reconstruction of the Beauclair Palace in 1095. Since this source, like all things Elven, is unreliable, should not be taken into consideration by historians, the existence of Sangreal must be considered a mere fable. Silvares, or Silvarez, of the Regulus Platinum crest. This line takes its name from Silvar the Lame, who was made a count in the year of 1189 by Duchess Caraberta for his service to the ducal throne. The Silvarez line crest depicts a Regulus Platinum one of the so-called silver basilisks, whose existence is highly suspect, its classification as a species considered erroneous by most zoologists. Drusilla of the Two Towers Crest, an ancient land whose founders most likely first settled on the lands of present-day Tucson around the year 984. They waged fierce war against the elves until the 6th decade of the 11th century, when all of what is now Tucson fell under human control.
Servant, stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shea handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
And elven statues.
Burn marks. Some that catch fire. Explode. Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
The stench as follows.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
And here we have the very, very heavy breather.
Perhaps there's no one inside after.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Who are they?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits? It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
And who are you?
Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamondon de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage. But something like this, why, it's a first.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge, the giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Well, Gaston, looks like you are wrapped up in this. Can we count on your help?
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through.
That's so.
I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Ceremonial
The
mass.
elven king hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Light all the lamps in the garden. Lamps. Over here. One over here.
Bethel laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seed-yielding lands.
Oh, there.
Bethel filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elfin wine, Guinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him. Long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Here we need to draw the sword and the shield, I think, in quest items. And where does this actually go? Okay, here. Shield.
The elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat.
Look at him. Look at Geralt.
Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Oh boy. Okay, we need to get rid of the mages first. Somehow. Okay, one down. One to go. No, don't get stuck. Oh, Geralt. Don't get stuck on things. How about this? Okay, grief. Extreme cosplay
The sculptures,
indeed.
They came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past because Perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Devethef was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet, he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Devethef had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
And you think humans are better?
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your
Harsh
words,
words.
they're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this, reward.
Farewell.
Just ashamed to admit it sometimes. That's the kind of sad and bitter truth about it. Do we get to keep the shield? Yes, we do. And the ceremonial mask. We have so many masks. Not even funny. 1, 2, 3. And add the elven. Not the elven, the woven mask. Too. That's a lot of them. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Gaston's probably not too happy with us. I don't blame him either. Also make it light. Because the day really is a bit too dark. I think with this little quest that I was kind of really excited to do, this is where we're going to wrap this episode up. So thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Also click the little notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new episode. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!